marketing, leadership, and technology. In a world that's quickly advancing, we bring you exciting interviews from today's top entrepreneurs and leaders, fueling your growth in life and business. And now your host and fellow believer in business, Adrian.
Oh yeah. Hey everybody, welcome back. You are listening to the Project Grow radio show. I'm your host, Adrian Boycell, and just really excited to be here with you guys again for another week. This is week 17 for me, so it's been an amazing journey, and I got a really exciting show for you guys planned. So this week's show is going to be about AdWords, employment opportunities, and outreach. So I really felt important this week after a lot of ministry work that I've been doing in the community coming off of that, and I really feel like pouring into the community even more than I have been. And I'm really connected with some amazing individuals, and I'm going to start bringing a lot more of them in here into the show, and really just try to crank up the outreach that we're doing with the Project Grow radio show. Always trying to grow, always trying to take it to the next step. So that's what I got planned for you guys today is AdWords. If you're not using Google AdWords, or if you've never used it, you're going to learn a lot about it this show. It's a really important thing for businesses. You'll hear in my Business Minute today, I talk about Google AdWords as well, and why it's important. And there's a lot of marketing options for you out there, but as far as advertising goes, it doesn't really get better than Google AdWords. And we're doing quite a bit of it for different clients in the medical space and electricians and different areas of the market. But AdWords is a powerful thing. So we're going to talk a lot about that today, and then the employment opportunities. So I think that's actually where I want to start off today, is sharing with you guys just some of the companies. And I have my phone here. Actually, I'm not going to be able to get it, but there's a number of companies that I want to show you that are actually hiring in the area. If you guys are looking for work, if you're listening to this show, that I can turn you guys over to. So I'll go through the list. I have 8 companies that I was able to put together, and a few of these companies are actually clients of ours that we're doing work for, helping out, and I just really wanted to help them out as well as maybe help you guys out that are listening to the show. So, and I have a story to tell you as well, but the companies that I know that are hiring right now are Capital Express Lines. They're a trucking company out of West Sacramento. Amazing company. They're growing. They have about, I think, 2 dozen or 3 dozen brand new trucks that they just bought. I mean, these things are really expensive trucks. They have state-of-the-art technology in all their trucks, and they treat their people really well. So if you're looking for a trucking job, if you're driving down the highway right now and listening to this, Capital Express Lines, great company. The owner is Sonny Samra. It's a family-owned and operated business. Go ahead and check them out. Number 2 is Gubruds Electric. It's kind of a funny name to say, but it's G-U-R-B-R-U-D-S Electric. You can Google them, find their information pretty quickly. You can see that their reputation is really amazing. They're looking for electricians. They're moving away from contractors and going towards more of the service side of the business for consumers. And they're one of our clients that we're working with to kind of rebrand and do a lot more marketing and advertising for them. And then as well, number 3 is Lighthouse Wellness. They're a company that's out of Roseville, right there by the spaghetti factory. They're looking for admins and people to work at the front desk and help there. And they're an amazing company. They're actually the chiropractor that I go to help me with getting my adjustments, and my son and my fiance's kids. It's a really great company. And then number 4 is actually who I have as a guest here today. 2 guests, Greg and Jorge with Divine Solar. They're looking for outreach people, door knockers, people that are going to go out and impact the community with what they're doing and the messages they want to share and how they want to help people. And that's something that I think is really powerful. So if you guys are looking for something in the solar industry, definitely give these guys a ring. I know they have probably a few positions available, but one of them is sales, I believe. So, and then number 5 is actually my company. I'm pretty understaffed. I've added a couple cool people to the team in the last month that are really amazing at what they do, but I'm still understaffed. I need to find an admin to work our front counter, to be able to interact with customers, do some follow-ups, post some ads, do some things like that. And so I'm even understaffed myself right now. And there's a lot of companies I've noticed as I've kind of been going around town talking to clients that are really hard up for people. They need good people, and I also know people who are looking for jobs. So I thought this would be a great topic to start the show off with. Number 6 is Motherload Van and Storage. My friend Corey posted this on our Facebook page. They're looking for people that are going to help do moving. So if you have any moving experience and you're looking for a job in that industry, in the storage and industry, then go ahead and give them a call. Number 7 is actually my fiance's mom. She works there, and Joanne Stuck, but it's Gold Country Media. So if you guys are looking for something in the media world, in terms of like selling advertising or selling publications or newspapers or anything like that, give Gold Country Media a call. They're looking for people as well. And then the last one that I have for you guys is number 8, and it's a very good friend of mine and hopefully future client here. He just started up his business not long ago, but he's already looking for people and growing very quickly, and it's Fisher Tile Works. And Works is spelled W-O-R-X. So it's Fisher, F-I-S-H-E-R, Tile Works. So there's 8 companies for you: Capital Express Lines, Birds Electric, Lighthouse Wellness, Divine Solar, Adrian Graphics, Motherload Van and Storage, Gold Country Media, and Fisher Tile Works. So there's a bunch of companies right there that if you're looking for a position and you need a job really bad, go ahead and give us a call, drop us a line. You can find any of those companies really easily on Google. I did that search myself. I was going to try and give you guys the contact information, but that would just take up too much important time on this show today. So that's going to wrap that segment up, but I just definitely wanted to put that out there to you guys. So hope that helps anybody that's listening. So as I was saying, I have Divine Solar here with me today. They're my guests. We're going to be chatting with them just here after the first break, and we're going to talk a little bit about what they're doing in the solar industry, and I'm going to share kind of my interaction with them and what we're doing. But first, I really wanted to share this story based on what's kind of happening with the Project Grow radio show right now. What we're doing is actually moving time slots, and if you've been listening to my show, maybe this is the first time you're hearing it, so this is the first you're hearing about it, but we're actually going to be moving time slots. Last week I talked about how we were probably moving to 6 p.m. on Wednesdays. Since then, a lot of changes have happened here at Salem, and we're actually going to be moving to 11 a.m. So we're going to be right at your lunchtime. You'll be able to turn on your radio at lunch or pop open the app on your phone, the Money 105.5 app, and listen to the show from there. And again, if you missed the show, you can always go check it out on iTunes or Spotify or TuneIn, Stitcher. I mean, we're pretty much on every single online streaming app as well for music and podcasts, so you can check that out there. So we're going to be moving to Wednesdays at 11 a.m. And this was a big change for me. It takes me a lot of time to prepare for the show and get everything ready and be ready to record the business minutes and commercials for our sponsors. So there's a lot that goes into it. And so 11 o'clock in the morning is a big difference between 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And my Wednesdays are pretty much my radio show day and take up a big portion of my day. But now I'm going to have to learn how to get it done earlier in the day and get down here and record the show. So we're going to be doing it earlier in the day. And I think it's going to improve the show, but I was a little stressed out and frustrated in the beginning with the show moving to such an early time and going like, how am I going to do this? I got a kid I got to take to school, but I prayed on it for the last 2 days, and what's funny is last night I actually had a dream, and this is the story I wanted to tell you. I had a dream of kind of peeking into these big like Tibetan singing bowls, which I thought was really weird. They make these unique sounds, and I was looking into these bowls, and they were all making different sounds. The first one was okay, the second one was better, and then the third one, when I yelled into it or I did something with the bowl, it made some sort of sound, and it made a sound back at me. I all of a sudden closed my eyes and in the dream, and I had this vision of a fish bowl, just like a little glass fish bowl, and as I was looking down in it, there was just this little orange kind of little speck with this little floppy, kind of looked like a tail. And as I was sitting there watching it, I was kind of fascinated, and I honestly thought I was awake and having this vision, but I was dreaming, and this little fish all of a sudden started to grow, started to get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and next thing you know, it was kind of not a full-grown fish, but it was a little bit bigger of a goldfish. You could tell it's just a cute little orange goldfish swimming around the bowl and starting to become more and more active and covering more of the bowl, because at first it was just moving around in one spot. So I ended up staring at this fish for probably, in the dream, I'm sure it was 30 seconds or a minute. You know, who knows how time works in dreams. But at the end of the dream, I came out of it and I was like, wow, that was kind of a trip. I wonder what that was about. And I pretty much forgot it the moment I woke up. Well, I dropped my son off at school, had some lunch, and got back in the car. I'm like, Lord, I really need some clarity on what I'm going to do here. So actually, you know what? We're out of time, but we got to go to break. And when we get back, I'll finish the story. So talk to you guys when I get back. Like a heck of a
if you're a fellow real estate agent,
you got this, Krista. What's up?
You know that our revenue is usually only as predictable right as our level of transactions.
She's
the best
she got her own
thing
radio
about
show.
Real estate is that you can do it until you die. Funny thing is, most agents have to do it until they die.
What's going on over here?
What if I told you that we found a way to crack the code for agent retirement plans? At Krista Proctor & Associates, our specialty is helping brokers and agents build greater personal wealth without changing what you already do on a daily basis. Advances in technology have made platforms available that didn't exist 5 or 10 years ago. Technology that can expand your cash flow without expanding your skill set. Let me share with you what the top agents in the U.S. are already doing.
I know you're going to
in
like the
order to
AdWords
avoid being
topic.
a blockbuster in a world of
This
Netflix.
guy, one of my clients,
Call me today
I'm doing
at
his yoked Ryan.
916-612-3733.
He's excited to hear about AdWords, so.
That's 916-612-3733.
Krista, Rob, man, a lot of people watching.
This is Krista Proctor, real estate expert for the Project Grow radio show.
Hi, I'm Adrian Boycell, and this is your Business Minute.
I love this one.
Owning and operating a successful business by itself is difficult. Offering the best products and services and customer support is critical to the survival and growth of your business. But for most business owners, an even more difficult task is marketing your products and services so that you have customers to provide the support
It's hard,
to.
dude. It's hard.
There are hundreds of services to choose from to market your business. SEO, email marketing, social media, influencers, blogging, press releases, and many more. While many of those services work great and provide a good ROI, none of them bring in the instant gratification, scalability, and tracking that Google AdWords offers.
Somebody's loving.
Here are 3 tips that will help you set up a successful Google AdWords campaign. Number 1, get specific. The more broad your campaign is, the more expensive it will be to run. You must get extremely targeted, especially if you have a business with a small ad budget. Number 2, spy on your competition. Software like SpyFu can help you see what keywords your competitors buy and even show you what their ads look like. And number 3, track your analytics. You want to have a unique phone number for your landing page and use behavior tracking to improve the page on an ongoing basis and track what ads are performing and which ones are not. That data is really valuable. I'm Adrian Boycell. This has been your Business Minute. And as always, keep looking up.
Handling payroll, workers' comp, and HR yourself is a big risk. If done incorrectly, it can cost you thousands of dollars and agonizing audits. You need a reliable company that looks out for you in all of these areas, and there is no better company than Premier Personnel. Family-owned and operated, Jennifer and Scott will provide the highest quality service at a cost you can afford. Call Premier Personnel at 888-915-0806 or visit them online at ppfsp.com.
Hi, I'm Adrian Boycell with Adrian Graphics. Believe it or not, the internet is almost as complicated as the human body. The good thing is, I know the web like your doctor knows you. And just like your doctor, I genuinely care about you and your business. For it to succeed in 2018, you must know how to harness the internet. I've been working on the internet since its first inception and at a very young age. Whether it's an app, a website, or a landing page, or even an advertising campaign, I can help you achieve the results that you truly need. At the end of the day, it's all about return on investment. And the internet is such a crowded place. In order for you to stand out, you need to have a unique and special identity. I can not only help you create your special identity, but enhance it. And I will also help you harness the power of the internet to make you money. All you got to do is pick up the phone and dial me at 877-801-1991. That's 877-801-1991. Or visit our website at adriangraphics.com.
Funny 105.5.
Oh, yeah. Hey, we are back. You're listening to the Project Grow radio show. I was just telling you guys a story here about some of the big decisions that I've had that have come upon me in the last few days and few weeks, as a lot of changes are happening here. A lot of great changes are happening at Salem Media and with the station and things that we're adding. And so I was just telling a story about how I was looking into this Tibetan singing bowl, this gigantic one, hearing these crazy sounds and tones, and all of a sudden saw a little goldfish growing in the bowl. And so I had completely forgot about it when I woke up in the morning and didn't really think much of it. And so I was praying in the car after lunch, after dropping my little guy off at school, and was driving, and I cranked up my worship music, and I had Reckless Love on there, and then another Bethel song came on there, and I was just singing my heart out to that. And as I started to get closer to my office, I turned down the music, and I just started talking to the Lord and just asking him, man, I really need you to give me some clarity here. I need help making this decision. You know, I have 2 ways I can go. I can either pull my show and just go all online, or I can go even deeper and do the radio show and just go along with what they want me to do and make this thing happen on Wednesdays at 11. It's gonna be a challenge, but everything so far with this show has been challenging, and it's caused me to grow in a lot of different ways. So I just asked for some clarity on that, and he all of a sudden, as soon as I pulled into the driveway at my office, I put my car in park, and I turned off the music, and I just closed my eyes, and I immediately saw the fishbowl again. And he said, "You're growing, just keep going." And it was very clear. You're growing, just keep going. So it was very humbling, because I realized that I've started off this thing knowing nothing about, doing radio other than being a guest on someone's show, to getting my own show, to now having to maneuver the radio world and the industry and how it works when you have a big player coming into a station like we have here at 105.5. So it's really helped me and forced me to grow in a lot of great ways, and this is just another opportunity for me to grow. And instead of giving up and saying, you know what, forget the radio thing, I'll just do my podcast online and, save the commute time. And I was trying to justify all these things in my mind of why I should just do my own podcast just online and not on the radio station. And he brought this opportunity and this group of people here at Salem and everybody that works here into my life for a reason. And now I can kind of see clearly that I just need to, like this says in the show, I need to have faith. And so, when you have faith, you continue to grow. And I know his plans are really big for this show, because we're able to speak into people's lives and really give people encouragement that are struggling with their business and even in their daily life. So I want to get to our guests. So that's pretty much my story, the fish story. So long story short, Wednesdays at 11 a.m., we're going to be moving the show. Same day, just an earlier time. I'll be prepared for it. I don't know 100% yet if it's going to be live. I don't think it's going to be too big of a difference, but it may be a pre-recorded, just because I got my kid I got to take care of, and that really comes first above everything. So I want to get to my segment with these guys from Divine Solar, Greg and Jorge. So I want to go ahead and introduce them. Greg Scott with Divine Solar and Jorge Soto.
Hey, how are you guys doing?
Thank you guys for coming on the show.
All right. Thank you.
Heck yeah. You excited?
Oh, yeah, I'm excited.
All right, we're gonna get to it, and then we'll close it out with Adwords. So, we met, about 3 weeks ago now, and started talking about getting, advertising and an app and all these different things. You guys are really, really pushing to reach that next level in the solar industry, to kind of gain momentum on your competitors. And I love that innovative spirit. That's something I'm really huge on myself, as you know. And so that was really something that I saw had a huge potential just right there for us in a relationship. And then moving forward, you guys, the slogan, when I saw the slogan of the company, a company with soul, or with a soul.
With a soul.
I was just like, man, and hearing from my friend Andy, who I work with, about Jorge and the kind of guy and the character that he has, I was like, this seems like a really promising relationship. So it's just awesome. Now here we are 3 weeks later. We've met twice. We've spent a few hours together, and now we're just starting your guys' campaign to kind of do a little bit of restructuring as far as your online presence and really convey who you guys are as a company. So I think this is a great opportunity for you guys to share that, and that's kind of what I want to do, to open it up to you guys and tell all the listeners a little bit about you.
Okay. Ready.
Awesome. So I'm going to turn it over to you.
Well, just a little bit about us. We've been blessed to have a life that allows us to move into business. I come from the nonprofit world.
Mm-hmm.
And if you would ask me a few years ago was I going to be in solar, I would have told you, nah. I had planned for my children and my program to be into the solar world.
Mm-hmm.
My goal there was to, because I come from, like I said, from the nonprofit world, was to put them to work.
Mm-hmm.
I helped them to get GED, high school diploma, get them off alcohol and drugs. I was pretty well known in the South Sacramento area, but I took kids from all over.
Wow.
And one of the biggest things that I noticed about my kids, they needed a job.
Yep.
And so if I can have that happen, that'd be perfect. So I thought the solar industry is going to be the way. I had my kids go to the union. I said, yeah, that's the direction.
So you saw the boom.
I saw the boom.
Yep. And
then we lost our funding.
Oh.
And I tell you, I'm a God guy.
Yep.
And I'm proud to be that God guy. And it's good to be in the God station.
Heck yeah.
And so, I'm a form of believer of prayer, meditation, wondering if you ain't in it, how do you see?
Yep.
Because the eyes don't see.
Yep.
The eyes just see what's out there. And one of the things I was loving your story.
The fish.
Oh yeah. Because I listened to the wisdom of my dreams.
Mm-hmm.
And I just felt like the Lord told me, you know what? There's a better way. But it sure didn't look easy.
Yeah, it never is. Let me just tell you.
But after being in the nonprofit world for 17 years and going through the ups and downs, I know that God can take you through anything.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt this was a time in my life for me to add a serious portion to the program that it was missing, which was the work part.
Yeah.
But more importantly, the funding.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I like the ability to fund my own project, You know, and I don't nothing against our beautiful government, but
Right.
I ain't got to ask them for nothing.
There you go.
You know, and that's sort of how we came about. I said, you know what, I had to go get a job, which is a very interesting thing to do.
Yeah.
And I got it in the solar industry.
Nice.
And next thing you know, the people that I'm working for, I'm now working with.
There you go.
Yeah.
Because you're a leader. You're just that's just who you are as a person. So
thank you.
You get the experience and you harness that, and then you take that and combine that with your experience that you've had in this nonprofit world. And not only are you bringing that to the kids, but you're bringing that to the homeowners who are looking to get solar, who've either already been burned on solar or have never even had solar. You know, we know the horror stories.
There's a ton out there.
Ton.
It's scary.
It's scary for sure. So now having a company out there like you guys that is genuine, that is trying to really do something for the community in a profound way, like with your Divine Outreach.
Yeah.
Share a little bit of that if you can. What's the Divine Outreach? What do you guys have?
Well, you know, right now, one of our kids that's actually out doing the outreach, he's actually graduated from our program.
Nice.
And if you had asked him a couple of years ago, and his parents a couple of years ago, they didn't know if he was going to, actually 4 years ago, he was going to actually graduate from school. Yeah. You know, and come from a really good background, but there was just some issues, and he just could not get it right in school. But if you see him now, oh my God. Right. That's awesome. And then he's on fire for God, and at the same time, he has that awesome heart to walk on that door, and you know how it is when you take those no's. Oh, man. You know? That's discouraging. Oh, yeah. I'm telling you, I've hit hundreds, tens of thousands of doors in my lifetime. From Kirby vacuum cleaners. Oh, my goodness. I've been there, done that. It's not an easy job. And then we have another kid. He's an awesome young man as well, on fire for God, learning about God. Wow. That was a new thing for him. That's neat. You know, and that's, beginning of his journey. Oh, just the beginning. But I love him type. That's going to be interesting to follow. Yeah, he's challenging it. He's challenging the word and the spirit and all of that good stuff. But he sees the reality of it. Nice. And he's out there. But he's awesome. That's my boy Connor. In fact, that's what I want you to do some mentoring. Oh yeah, 100%. And I'm all about that. Awesome. So they're out in the community and they're doing a great job. That's cool. We couldn't do without them. Nice. Yeah. Nice. That's very cool. How about you? Anything you want to share, Jorge?
You know, my story and how I met Greg, I come from military background, so I did 6 years in the military. What? I didn't know that. Yeah. So
you just got cooler. Yeah. Thank you for your service, man. Yeah. That's huge, dude.
Yeah. You know, it was, 6 years. I was stationed up at Beals, not too far from there. So I just got out December of 16. Oh, cool. So about a year ago now. Yeah. But during that last year was, when I was transitioning out of the military, knowing that, it's my last year and I got to figure something out. December of 15 is when I met Greg through a different company. Solar was still not even on the table, wasn't even talked about. Yeah. And then 4 months later, watching him what he's doing, hearing about his background with the kids. Yeah. And so he tells me about, starting a solar company, and I said, I'm on board. And just this last 2 years, really watching as we go to stores around town, and we'll just be walking, and then we'll see some guy will come up to him and say, Mr. Scott, I remember you from school. I'm like, what? And then just sitting there and, listening to all the different stories of what they're doing, going to college, working for the state, doing this, doing that. That inspired me to help him, get Divine Solar up and running so we can get that nonprofit back up and running and keep helping kids, because I've seen the impact that he's had in the last, 16, 17 years. So. Exactly. Yeah. Well, you're going to obviously be a big part of what he's doing in the partnership that you guys have because of your disciplined background with the military. You got a lot of discipline, a lot of follow through, and a lot of those principles that those kids are really going to see and need. And there's obviously a reason why you went through all that and spent that time investing and doing that. So
trust me, in business, I need that. I'm the vision.
You and me both. We're all over the place, right?
We're all over the place. Oh, yeah. I need somebody to kind of like,
Hey, man, come back down here.
Right here. Yeah. Let's go this way, right here.
Like the string on the balloon, pull you back down.
I love it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, that's awesome. Yeah, I see a really good partnership with you guys, and I think Divine Solar is going to do some amazing things. So we're going to go to break, but when we get back, we'll get to our questions, and we'll wrap it up.
Amen.
Awesome. Talk to you guys in a minute.
From the Big Mountain Heating, Air, and Solar Traffic Center, Charlie Simons.
Where's my music, man?
I don't know.
Something's
Something's not working in here.
Pretty heavy
Oh,
rain
yeah.
and snow.
Pretty fun, right?
Most likely passes are
It's so
going to
weird
be
'cause
closed
I've been on
tonight
this
and
side
tomorrow
for a long
morning.
time.
So
It's
plan
been
accordingly.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice. That's cool.
Here
Oh, you
locally,
said you did
I-5
radio.
heading
That's
south
right.
side of the Capitol
2 years.
corridor
That's
has been
awesome.
plagued
My
by
goal
a
is to get
couple
my
of
station
problems.
back up one day.
Finally, both accidents
Heck
have
yeah.
been cleared.
I was
Things
telling
are starting to
my-
get better.
my guy
Still
that's hired
packed
a
up
new
to Del
coach.
Paso, though, and it's
I
going
got
to
several
stay
coaches
slow
that
until you get to
coach
Broadway.
business.
50
Yep.
heading
Coach
eastbound
my
at
head.
Sunrise
best players are the
Boulevard.
best
2
coaches.
lanes blocked by a bad
Gotta have
accident
them.
there.
Yeah.
You want to tell us about
And he
one of
knows
those
about it. I
cans?
see him with his 10X
Indeed,
stuff.
used by over 3 million
He
businesses
knows
for
all about
hiring, where business owners and HR professionals can post job openings
Man,
with
this-
screener questions.
angle is just
then
horrible.
sort,
See
review,
if I can-
and communicate with candidates from an online dashboard. Learn more
5
at
people.
Indeed.com/hire.
Your
What's up,
home
Scott?
is so much more than square footage.
Janine,
So
Drazen,
why
what up,
would you
buddy?
trust buying a new home or selling your home to anyone but Ellen Hurley, the Real Estate Insider. And tune in weekdays from noon to 1 for
Thanks,
Ellen
brother.
Hurley's show, The Real Estate Insider, exclusively on Money 105.5.
Buying or selling, call the Real Estate Insider.
Yeah.
For your real estate dreams, she gets it done. Call 916-726-9000.
If you're a fellow real estate agent, broker, or affiliate, you know that our revenue is usually only as predictable as our level of transactions. The best thing about real estate is that you can do it until you die. Funny thing is, most agents have to do it until they die.
This is the long
What
break.
if I told you that we found
No,
a way
we're
to
going-
crack the code for agent retirement plans?
One more after this.
Proctor and Associates, our specialty is helping brokers and agents build great.
Your breaks now are only about 3
without
minutes.
changing what
Nice.
you already do on a
I
daily
like that.
basis. Advances in technology have made platforms available that didn't exist 5 or 10 years ago. Technology that can expand your cash flow without expanding your skill set. Let me share with you what the top agents in the U.S. are already doing in order to avoid being a blockbuster in a world of Netflix. Call me today at 916-612-3733 so we can chat. That's 916-612-3733. This is Krista Proctor, real estate expert for the Project Grow radio show.
Never
Handling
give up.
payroll,
Ever.
workers' comp, and HR yourself is
I like
a big
that.
risk. If done incorrectly, it can
My
cost
thing.
you
There we
thousands
go.
of dollars and
How about
agonizing
that?
audits. You need a reliable company that looks out for you in all of these areas, and there is no better company than Premier Personnel. Family owned and operated, Jennifer and Scott will provide the highest quality service at a cost you can afford. Call Premier
Should've gotten some
Personnel
water.
at 888-915-0806 or
So we'll
visit
probably have
them
about 2 or
online
3
at
minutes. I
ppfsc.com.
gotta roll into it.
Money 105.5.
Oh, yeah. Hey, everybody. Welcome back. You're listening to the Project Grow radio show. I'm your host, Adrian Boycell. I'm here in studio with Divine Solar, Greg Scott, and Jorge Soto. We've been talking a little bit about their company, their mission, and what they're doing with the community. And I just wanted to take a couple minutes here and wrap this up, but I have a few questions for them that I think are really valuable for you guys to know that's going to bring you guys some value by listening to this show, and that's what I'm all about. So my first question for you, Greg, is what's the most important thing to consider when going solar?
I think one of the misclaimers is that in the industry, we always said that solar was an investment.
Mm-hmm.
And really getting our clients, our customers to understand it's not necessarily an investment. It's that the money that you give SMUD or PG&E or any of the utilities is throwaway money, especially today.
Yeah.
And
I'm
if
never
I can
going to get it
you-
back.
Yes, and if I can get you to really understand by taking your same money, you're not going to spend no more. You're not going to be no cash out of the pocket.
Yeah.
And the system is going to be exactly what you need, and take that same money and put it towards your own personal system.
Yep.
And from that point on, you're already in the black.
There you
There's
go.
no red.
Yeah.
And that to me is huge. And it's just that one simple mind change.
I love that. And that ties into the second question with what you guys do and how you're unique. So what do you guys do at Divine that's different from every other competitor solar company in town?
And I think what makes us totally different, what I learned in the industry, is that they were only concerned with the customer as far as the product.
Mm-hmm.
And I come from the nonprofit world, so what I do is I go out of my way to look for money.
Find you the money.
Find you the money.
Show me the money.
Show you the money. And so, right now for the batteries, there's some serious cash rebates, $500 million that the government put out. I'm looking into another program. Don't quote me on this one, but there might be some federal assistance other than the ITC. We all know about the tax credit, but what if I can give you some other money that can pay for it?
That's huge.
That is huge.
Yeah.
You know, we're not here to just take you. We're here to actually see what we can do to help you as a customer.
We change the world. We sell solar. Have a nice day.
Yeah, exactly.
No, you guys aren't about that. It's with the relationship. That's why I wanted to work with you guys so bad and have this partnership, because I really see what you guys are doing that's different in this business. It's huge. It's really needed. Okay, so then the last one is, why solar? I know you said earlier you saw the boom, but what is it about solar that makes you passionate about it?
What makes me passionate about it for two things, not because it's going to put us in a position to help kids.
Yeah.
But really what helps solar so important is because we need to be able to know how we're spending our funding, our money, our hard-earned money. And if I can put you in a position to where, you know what, you don't have to worry about, you know what that looks like every month, at least for the next 30 years, wow. Exactly. Because I know for myself, when some tragedies happened to me in the last couple of years, and money was something that was, you know, I knew God was going to take care of it. But at the end of the day,
we're still human.
Yeah, we're still human. I'm like, where the money?
Exactly.
You know
Show me the money. There we go.
Yeah. And I think God, allows us to learn if we're willing to hear the information sometimes from an unexpected place. Solar gives us an unexpected place. It's an unexpected blessing.
Yeah, that's huge. I like that. And it just makes such a big impact on our carbon or fossil fuels and all those other things. So it is truly good for the environment, on top of helping kids and really helping the homeowners and them not just throwing money away to the PG&E, because that whole industry has been deregulated. So it's a good thing. It was about time, right? Just like telephones.
Yeah.
So cool. Well, if somebody wants to get in contact with you about solar, where should they contact you?
Well, you just call my direct line. Can I say it?
Yeah, go ahead.
916-541-3579. What
is that again?
916-541-3579.
Awesome. And then you guys have a website we're working on, but divinesolar.net.
That's it.
Yep.
Divinesolar.net.
Divinesolar.net. So check them out. Give them a call. These are two amazing guys, military vet and someone who pours into the community. You can't be working with better people, and I'm proud to be working with them as clients and hopefully friends. So thank you guys so much for coming on the show.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks, brother. All right, so I know you guys are probably really excited. I have this AdWords topic, and the Business Minute has been talking a little bit about it, but AdWords is something that I've been becoming more and more a fan of. I've done Facebook advertising and a lot of different forms of marketing over the years, but for myself and for my clients, I'm seeing the largest impact with Google AdWords. And the big reason I think for that is just the amount of targeting that you can do and using analytics. So I'm combining the Google AdWords along with analytics to learn who my customers are that I'm getting and how they're interacting with my websites. And so I'm able to target with different devices. I can target languages, so Spanish, English, Russian, all the different languages. I can do location targeting, which is one of the biggest things. So as I mentioned in the Business Minute, SpyFu is a tool that I use to be able to see what my customers are spending, how much they're spending, what keywords they're buying, how much their organic traffic is versus their paid traffic. It really gives me a lot of information and has helped me out quite a bit. So as a business owner, whether you have a very small AdWords budget or advertising budget or a big budget, doesn't matter. You need to get really, really targeted. So I've got a list here of a few things I want to cover with you guys that I think will really help you. If you're already running an AdWords campaign, a lot of this will sound familiar, and maybe there's some gold nuggets in here that you can pull out to help you with your business. So number one is allocate more of your budget to top-selling product groups. So when you create an AdWords campaign, you're creating specific groups, and I see a lot of people, and when I say a lot, I see the majority of people creating an AdWords campaign, and let's just say they do plumbing, and their AdWords campaign in the group, it's called Plumbing Campaign. And I can tell just from as soon as I log in and see the name of their campaign that it's already wrong. What you want to do is you want to segment these different groups into smaller chunks so that you have not just plumbing, but maybe you have toilet backups or sink backups or crawl spaces or whatever the different water heater repair. There's so many different areas within plumbing that you can focus on and get really targeted in and even hone it in even more. So creating very specific ad groups. Like I have a media client that's in South Carolina, a billboard campaign, a TV campaign, and then also a radio campaign. Those are the three big things. And that would be pretty specific, but you can even go deeper than that. Not only can I have her being targeted in different states but also in different cities. I can target, like I said, the device that they're on. So on the landing page that we create, I can have the person that's using a device, like a picture of somebody on their phone looking for a quote. I can actually put an iPhone in their hand versus putting an Android in their hand, or put a tablet in their hand, and actually make that landing page very, very targeted to the user that is going to that page. And then on top of that, there's also what's called keyword match types. So there's exact match and broad match. With exact match is basically whatever search term they put in. So they put in yellow dress, you're actually going to come up for that exact term. So somebody types in yellow dress, your ad's going to show up for that. Then there's broad match, which has little plus signs in front of it. So if someone types in yellow floral print dress, you'll still come up for that, but that's going to be under the broad match ad group. So you're creating two different groups for each one of those. And then what you want to do is you want to set your bidding and your budgeting. So when you go to bid on the keywords that you're buying and you set your budgets for those, the one that is the exact match, because it's exactly what the user wants, and the chances of the landing page being exactly what they need, you want to bid higher for those keywords and for those exact match terms versus the broad match terms, which are not going to be as accurate, and the landing page isn't going to be as relevant. And when you have a higher relevancy score, that drives up your quality score, which Google takes into consideration, and that actually lowers your overall cost. So you want to make sure that you have a higher budget for exact match. When it comes to bidding strategies, you'll see in the settings in Google AdWords, there's a lot of different ways you can do it. I'm only going to cover 4 of them because I don't have enough time, but target cost per acquisition, so you can actually set what your cost per acquisition is. So if you want to pay $20 to acquire a customer or $30 to acquire a customer, you can set up this conversion tracking, which will allow you to basically track what it costs you to acquire a customer from Google. Number 2 is you can set up maximize clicks. So now you're just maximizing the campaign to get as many clicks as you possibly can. And then also number 3 is maximizing for conversions. So those conversions, whether it's filling out a form or making a phone call, those are conversions. So that's another opportunity that you can do. And these are the 4 of the best ones that I see. And then if you're really experienced with AdWords and you're a pro, you know what I'm talking about, manual CPC. So once you run your campaign for a while, you can actually learn where you should be at as far as your cost per click, and that's what CPC stands for. So with paid advertising, you're paying for every click usually that comes to the website. So you can do a manual CPC, which can help you really keep the costs down low and have control of where you're being positioned on the page. So let me see here, what else do I got for you? So, and when you're doing that, there's going to be a setting right under there that you probably want to set for your max CPC. It's going to be an option. My suggestion to you is to leave that blank for at least like 24 to 48 hours and let Google tell you and give you an idea where you should be on your max CPC. After you run it for a few days, you'll gather some data and you'll be able to see really where you should be in that. And then as well, you're going to get to the next section and there's going to be daily budgets. This is a really, really important thing that I do with my clients. Some of my clients are like, well, can I just spend, $1,000 a month and then spend the first $500 in the first week and just see how that goes? Because I'm willing to spend $1,000. You don't want to set this up the wrong way. So setting a daily budget that is in your comfort range, you can set up different budgets throughout the day and change it whenever you want at the beginning of the day. But you need to make sure that you have a daily budget that if it goes over a little bit, because that happens a lot where you set a $20 daily budget and it spends $26. There's actually a programming algorithm within Google AdWords that I think they have. It'll spend like 0.4 over what you actually put in there. So you want to make sure that if you can't spend anything over $20, that you need to keep it under $20 and set it for $15 or $18, so you're not spending more and going over budget, because that can happen on more competitive days. And then as well, as far as delivery, you want to do standard delivery so that you're not spending all of your budget in the morning. So there's 2 options in there. There's standard delivery, and then I believe that there's optimized or aggressive delivery or something like that. I can't remember the terminology off the top of my head at the moment. There's just a lot of info in my brain, but standard delivery is what you want to go with. It'll spread it out evenly throughout the day. And then you just really want to make sure that when you're running these ad campaigns, that the schedule is when you're actually operating. So if you're running ads at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning and you've got a product and it can convert online, that's great. But you really want to focus, if you're a service-based business, of only running those ads on the days that you're trying to fill in the gaps. So if you're slammed on Mondays, don't run your AdWords on Mondays. Set it for Tuesdays or whatever days that you need to fill in the gaps and get some more calls coming in. It's because as soon as you run that ad, you're going to start getting clicks and you're going to start getting calls and you're going to start getting conversions. So another thing that a lot of people miss that I see in ad extensions are ad extensions. So We're going to go to break, but we'll continue this when we get back, and I'm going to share a little bit more about AdWords. So thanks, guys.
Are you sick and tired of dealing with flaky graphic designers and web designers who always overpromise and underdeliver? We have a solution, and it's called Instagraphics. It's an on-demand graphic design and web design service allowing you to get your website or graphic design project done the same day. All you got to do is download it for free on the Google Play Store. There's live support and a ton of other resources to help you grow your business. Check it out, instagraphics.com, or download the Instagraphics app for free on the Google Play Store.
Handling payroll, workers' comp, and HR yourself is a big risk. If done incorrectly, it can cost you thousands of dollars and agonizing audits. You need a reliable company that looks out for you in all of these areas, and there is no better company than Premier Personnel. Family-owned and operated, Jennifer and Scott will provide the highest quality service at a cost you can afford. Call Premier Personnel at 888-915-0806 or visit them online at ppfsp.com.
Hi, I'm Adrian Boycell, and this is your Business Minute. Owning and operating a successful business by itself is difficult. Offering the best products and services and customer support is critical to the survival and growth of your business. But for most business owners, an even more difficult task is marketing your products and services so that you have customers to provide the support to. There are hundreds of services to choose from to market your business. SEO, email marketing, social media, influencers, blogging, press releases.
I used to be so much more nervous.
While
now that
many
I've done
of
like
those services
17
work
of these
great
things,
and provide a good ROI, none of them bring you instant gratification, scalability, and tracking that Google AdWords offers. Here are 3 tips that will help you set up a successful Google AdWords campaign. Number 1, get specific. The more broad your campaign is, the more expensive it will be to run. You must get extremely targeted, especially if you have a business with a small ad budget. Number 2, spy on your competition. Software like SpyFu can help you see what keywords your competitors buy and even show you what their ads look like. And number 3, track your
I heard
analytics.
that for the first time when I was
have a unique phone number for your landing page.
My first year of high school.
Tracking
My best friend Kim Davis, she goes, "You should do radio."
Track what
you have
ads
a
are
good voice. I
performing
was like,
and which ones
"I'm like
are
14
not.
years old."
That
What are you talking about? Yeah, she's like, "No, you have a
I'm
good
Adrian
radio
Boycell.
voice." And I was like,
"This has been
"Oh,
your
really?" And then I
Business
just
Minute.
heard it, you know, a few
as
dozen
always,
times over the years.
Keep looking up.
And then I met Rob from Robert and Don.
If you're a fellow real
and he was
estate
like,
agent,
"Man,
broker,
you should do
or
voiceovers.
affiliate,
Don't do radio.
you know
'Cause,
that
you know, that's a waste of
revenue
your
is
time. It's a
usually
bad
only as
business. You don't want to deal with all
predictable as our
that.
level of
You should do
transactions.
voiceovers."
The
And I was
best
like,
thing about real
I
estate
don't know
is that
about
you
all
can
that.
do it until you die.
And I just kind
Funny
of let it
thing
go.
is,
And then
most
Ronnie
agents
Deutsch
have
was
to
one of
do
my
it until they
clients,
die.
tax lady in
What if
town.
I
And I
told
took
you
her
that
up
we
on her
found a
offer to
way
be
to
on her
crack
show.
the
And
code for
at the very
agent
beginning,
retirement
after the
plans?
first week, I was like,
At Christa Proctor and Associates, our
And
specialty
8
is
months
helping
later,
brokers
boom,
and agents
got
build
my own
greater
show. I was like,
personal
"Dang."
wealth without changing what you already do on a daily basis. Advances in technology have made platforms available that
We
didn't
can do it once a
exist 5
month.
or 10 years ago. Technology
Hang
that
out
can
and talk
expand
business,
your
talk
cash flow
solar,
without expanding
talk
your skill set.
the nonprofit
Let me share
world.
with you what
I'm
the
sure you got
top
lots of
agents
stuff
in
you
the
can share.
U.S. are already doing in order to avoid
Be
being
awesome.
a blockbuster in a world of
Be my guest
Netflix.
host.
Call me today
I
at
guess so.
916-612-3733 so we can chat. That's 916-612-3733. This is Christa Proctor, real estate expert for the Project to Grow radio show.
Funny 105.5.
Oh, yeah. Hey, everybody. Welcome back. This is Adrian Boycell with the Project Grow radio show. I've been sharing a lot of information today. We spoke with Greg Scott and Jorge Soto from Divine Solar. We talked a little bit about the outreach that they're doing and the changes that are happening with the Project Grow radio show. And this last segment, I talked about AdWords and was just kind of going through some of the really important parts when you're setting up an AdWords campaign. If you're one of those do-it-yourselfer kind of people and think you can figure it out on your own, I still want to help you. So if you run into problems, you can give me a call. You can look me up, Adrian Graphics, anytime. But I'm going to continue on with where I left off. And I was talking about some of the delivery. I talked about the delivery methods, and then I was going into ad extensions. And so what ad extensions are is you have the title of your ad, you have like the description below that in your ad, and then you can have your phone number and things like that. That's actually considered an ad extension, and it's really one of the best ways to increase your ad rank and drop the cost per click. It's really, really important. So there's different ad extensions like review extensions, there's site links, there's offers, there's all kinds of different extensions that you can add to your site, and a lot of people miss this. I can't believe how many people I see that are running AdWords that don't have their ad extensions going. It's kind of mind-blowing to me because that's wasted real estate. It's like you spend, let's just say in an analogy, you're spending $100,000 for this prime real estate spot, but you don't have any signs up on your building. It's like, dude, you're missing an opportunity there. You can put these ad extensions up that will really draw people in, like $33 carpet cleaning special, or there's a lot of different examples I could give you there. But the site links and the ad extensions and the offers and the review extensions and your phone number, those are all really important things to add into your ads. And then as far as ad rotation, that's another selection when you go into Google AdWords. You want to select optimize. That's really, really important. So you want to be able to, like I said, schedule those ads to run throughout the day and have the rotation, basically be able to show certain ads that are actually performing well versus kind of demoting the ads that aren't really performing well. So you're not spending money promoting ads that are not performing well. And then, like I said earlier, you want to schedule your ads to run during your operating hours. If you're selling a product, it's different. You can have, tech support that can handle online orders and calls and customer service things in the late hours of the night. So products can work, but for the most part, a lot of service-based businesses that I deal with, like smog shops, solar companies, electricians, service-based businesses, you need to actually make sure that those ads are not running in the middle of the night. So you want to make sure you set up a really good ad schedule based on your hours. Maybe you can set it up later in the day if you're busy in the morning. So just take that into consideration, that your ad schedule is running at the right time. So that's, pretty much for the most part, AdWords, that's all I got for you. There's a lot more I could dive into. I could go really, really deep on the topic and get into conversion rates and click-through rates and tracking all that stuff, and then retargeting pixels so that when they actually view your ads and then they go to Facebook or Google or YouTube or somewhere else, that you actually have ads that show up over and over and over again, because that's really good branding that's going to help bring that brand familiarity to them. And then after they see you 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 times, that's when they may decide to actually take action. If they hear from you for the first time, you're running a brand new ad for a solar ad, they're not going to see it the first time like, oh my gosh, I want to do business. That's very, very rare. You're going to have to keep putting yourself in front of people over and over and over again with what's called retargeting ads, and those are really important to do. We use a software that does that. We make not just static graphics, but we also do moving ads now that are retargeting ads that actually have movement and animations in them as well. And that just helps increase the branding authority and the look and feel of that brand and make them stand out from their competition. So that's pretty much all I got for you today on the AdWords stuff. And like I said, if you need help, you can give me a call at Adrian Graphics. I'd be happy to help with you. So closing the show out, we're coming towards the end of it, but I want to share with you guys what we do every week, and I mix it up. Sometimes I do it at the beginning of the show, and sometimes I do it at the end, but today we're going to save this for the end of the show, and we're going to talk about the book of the week. So as I was headed off to ministry camp, I had heard a book that someone recommended called Rock Bottom to Rock Star, and it's by Ryan Blair. The guy was amazing. He's actually the CEO, he's not the founder, but he's the CEO and one of the partners of Visalis, which is a massive weight loss company that offers weight loss products and has had incredible success. They're a really massive company. They do millions and millions, and they actually almost went public. And he talks about his story of his former businesses and the failures he had. And he talks about how being at rock bottom and being a rock star are really not that far apart. And I thought that was a really powerful statement, because you could just be starting off and feel like you're not getting anywhere, and you have the right product, the right service, and you offer it to the right people, and you're just really smart about your approach, and within a year you can start really doing some amazing things and be considered a rock star in your industry, especially if you have a lot of experience in that industry. And it doesn't take a whole lot of time. And as well as being a rock star, as you know, with the actual rock stars, you can lose it really quickly and be right at rock bottom. So the distance between the two is really not that far off. So I thought it was a really powerful book. He's got a lot of stories about buying fancy cars and $1 million homes and all this stuff, and really what he found was most important to him at the end of the day was just basically appreciating what you have when you have it, and not just going off and blowing it. And he was kind of faking it till he made it, but a lot of people do that in the business world, and it's not a bad thing to do, but you want to just be authentic in your messaging and who you are, and that really just ties right back into your brand. So the second part that I do every single week, as you know, is the quote of the week. And so the quote of the week, I usually like to tie into the book. And it was a line that I saw from the book, and I hunted it down today and wrote it down here for you guys. And the quote of the week is also by Ryan Blair, and it says, "The only way to become a rock star at anything is to start taking responsibility for your life. Be a boss. Be the boss of it." So taking responsibility for your mistakes, owning up to those things, that's going to make a significant impact in your culture of your company, to the people who you do business with as your customers and all of that. So having the ego and having that pride and not wanting to take responsibility and trying to pass that off to other people isn't really going to build a long-term successful business or a culture within your company. So that's something I would love to leave with you guys. I feel like that was really important to share as one of the things that really stood out in that book to me as well. So check it out. You can download it on Audible. They have the Audible book, Rock Bottom to Rockstar by Ryan Blair. I will say he's one of those guys kind of like Gary Vaynerchuk or Grant Cardone, some of the other motivational speakers, even Tony Robbins, where he drops an F-bomb every few minutes. So if you got kids, that's not something I would listen to in the car, but he's got some amazing knowledge, and he drops some gold nuggets in that book, and I would just encourage you to check it out and give him an opportunity. So also, I wanted to be able to continue the dialogue and have you guys check out our shows on Spotify. You can go to Spotify, look up the Project Grow Radio Show. As our show changes, I'm going to be making some improvements to the show, since I'm going to be doing 11 o'clock. Like I said, I don't know if we're going to be going to the live or we're going to be going pre-recorded, but I'm going to be making some improvements to the show and improving the content and the flow and just bringing a little bit more consistency to it and having a format. So check out the show and any of our past shows. We've got like 16 other episodes you guys can go and check out. There's a lot of gold nuggets in there. And then the last thing I really wanted to share is a big shout out to City Impact Radio Show, and that's with Krista Proctor. She's an amazing person. As you know, you heard her commercials on the show. This will be her last series of commercials. I'm hoping to get some other people from her team on the show as a sponsor, because they have an amazing company in what they do. But Krista has just been doing amazing things in the faith community, and she's launched her own show on, I think it's 7:10 a.m. The Word, and it's called City Impact Radio, and it's an amazing show. She's already interviewed Lauren Ditmore and Lee Simmons, I believe, who are amazing leaders in the community, and I'm just really proud of what she's doing. So I just wanted to honor her, as this is the last week that she's going to be on our show as a sponsor, and thank her for her support. She was our first sponsor, so shout out to her. Definitely check out her show. I believe it's going to be, I don't know what days it's going to be, but I'll be sharing her show and her live stream. So I think it's Thursdays. So check out her show. Much love. Thank you, Krista, for watching. If you're watching this now, I know we're doing a live stream on YouTube, but you guys can follow us online at Project Grow Radio. And I just thank you guys. Thank you for your support. Thank you for following the show. And thank you for tuning in today. So if you guys want to check out our website, you want to give us a sponsorship or support us, you can check out projectgrowradio.com. Thank you guys so much for listening. I love you guys. And as always, keep looking up.